Oh, I can't believe it. I just had about 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 orchard Orioles out here on the feeder and sitting in this tree. It looks so beautiful. The birds have really been coming to the feeder today. I just put some more suet out and I need to put more seeds out. And I think it's because we're having a cold snap this weekend. It's supposed to be like in the 20s and maybe even snow tonight. Hey everyone! You might have just heard me exclaiming about the Orioles if I decide to include that clip in this video. But I was so excited to see the Orioles coming around. I'd heard they were in the area. And I quickly did a little video and sent it to my dad. My dad is a photographer, especially enjoys photographing birds, and he's actually working on a little bird book. And so I called him and I was like, you've got to come and see these Orioles. They're so beautiful with the tree there and the colors. And so I think he and my mom might be coming over this afternoon, and hopefully the Orioles will still be around. So I'm going to quickly try to get some jelly out and hopefully they'll stick around. This is just some jelly from Aldi. And I don't know if this is going to work or not, but hey, we are going to try it. Now that the excitement of the Orioles is over with, I'll share with you all what I wanted to make this video about, at least partially. And that is that I am hoping to do a juice fast today at least, and if I'm feeling up to it, I might go another day or two. I've done this juice fast in the past at least 3 times this last winter, and it got to the point where I was just tired of it. I couldn't hardly drink it anymore, but that's been a couple months now since I did the last one, so I think I'll be okay with drinking it again. It includes like beet juice, kale, and things like that. And I'll share with you all, the first time I ever did it, my sister-in-law took me through the steps. She's been experimenting with fasts and things and healthy eating, and so she's the one that told me about this fast, and she was doing it at the same time, so that motivated me. And I'll share some clips of her doing it and take you through the process, in case it's something you all are any of you are interested in. The first couple weeks of quarantine, I did pretty well in staying on track with healthy eating, but the last few weeks have been really terrible. And I've had a lot of trouble with sleeping and brain fog and just kind of depression. And I've worked on things like, you know, being thankful and talking to a mentor and spending quiet time and doing some relaxation. And once I've done all those things and I'm still struggling, I can usually figure it's what I'm eating. And I stopped and thought about it, and I was like, there's been more carbs, there's been more sugar, and not enough like protein and healthy things. And I think that's what's getting to me. So I'm gonna try this, and I thought I'd just take you all along in case any of you are interested in it, or if quarantine's been getting to you and your eating habits. I am not going to go through the whole process of me juicing this because you'll see the clips where I did it with my sister-in-law, so I don't want to bore you all. I usually get a pretty big bunch of kale and then divide it into 3 if I do the 3-day fast, and that usually lasts me through the 3 days, so hopefully that gives you an idea of about how much kale I put in. And then it takes 1 whole red beet, and this is for 1 day of juicing, which usually makes a little bit over a quart. And as you can see, my sister-in-law is just peeling the red beet a little bit here. And then I usually put about a whole pack of celery in. Celery is supposed to be very cleansing, so it takes a lot of celery. And then here she's peeling a lemon. It takes 1 lemon, and usually peel it just to give it a little better flavor. And I like to get an organic lemon if I can. And then there's 2 cucumbers, and those I just kind of cut up a little bit, as you can see here, so it goes through the juicer easier. I usually get 1 ginger root and then divide that into 3 as well when I do it the 3 days. And this was kind of new to me to use ginger root, so I was glad for her experience in it, and she just peeled it and cut it up a little bit. And then I include 1 green apple, just kind of cut it up, and if I use the juicer, I don't even need to take out the seeds or core it really. And then usually put in a little bit of carrots. Here I just have a couple baby carrots, or you can use the regular carrots.
Look at us, Sean. Let's get into this. It's kind of good.
Yeah, it actually gets kind of makes it feel. And then it's just putting this through the process. And before, I would usually just take the jar along to work and sip on it throughout the day.
The one thing I was disappointed in is that
I forgot to get a ginger root. I know ginger root is pretty important for fat burning and just for things like that. So I was debating whether I want to wait to make my juice until I can run back out to the grocery store and get that. But I also have some ground ginger, and I think I'm just going to use that this time. I also put some collagen in, so I need to get that out of the fridge. And I think that's it. Alright, my parents have left now, and that was a lot of fun. They were here for a couple of hours, and we just were watching the birds and the Orioles. I mean, the birds were so active today, and I'm guessing it's just because of the weather. According to the weather app on my dad's phone, it's supposed to start snowing soon, so we'll see if that happens. Now it is around 6 o'clock. And I have some juice left to drink. I'm starting to feel hungry and a little bit of a headache. So I'm gonna be drinking that juice, and I think I'm gonna make my tea that I always make when I'm on this fast, and that is the dandelion root tea. And I put a tablespoon of coconut oil in, and that always kind of helps me get through like the hunger. So at this point, I really wanna eat, but I'm trying to just tell myself that I'm doing this for myself. Something else I tell myself is that God's plan for me is bigger than food. A couple weeks ago when I was journaling, that is a thought that came to me, is how often I eat food just feeling purposeless. It really helped me to just keep that truth in front of me that God's plan for me is bigger than food. My parents got this Cook's juicer for me for my birthday back in March, and I have just loved this juicer. It just takes a fraction of the time to juice that it used to take when I used my parents' old juicer. This past winter, my parents let me use their old juicer. I like to also make, make fresh orange juice and things with it. And the cleanup is pretty simple as well. It washes off and rinses off pretty easily. It is Friday evening, so it kind of feels like I should be doing something, and I thought about going to my parents' house or doing something like that, but I knew that it would just be harder to stick to this juice fast if I go somewhere and do something. So that is one of the reasons I am just staying at home tonight.
even if I'm on the juice fast, I think it'll be alright to drink this with the strawberries and tea. There is a bit of fruit in the juice fast, so I'm not going to be a real stickler about it.
Using this NORWEX rag reminds me that in the last video I showed quite a few NORWEX products, and I have had people ask me where I get my NORWEX, and I don't know if you all saw it, but I left a link in the description box in the last video where you can order from my friend Drusilla Troyer, who is recently moved to Houston, Texas, to an inner city church plant. And I'm sure she would love your business. So if you need a place to order from, I will leave a link to that below. It does look like it's clearing off. Look at that beautiful blue sky. It's hard to imagine that snow is coming. A number of you had mentioned in my last video that you enjoyed the little piano playing distraction and wondered if I would do some more of that. So I thought, I'm in the mood to sit down and practice a little bit. I'm not a professional at all. One of you had asked if I play in church. I have played in church some, but not on a regular basis. I think it would be good for me to get into something regular so that I am forced to practice. I just kind of do my own thing, and yeah, it is what it is.
Once this cools down, I think I'm going to put it in the blender. I did that once and it foamed up real nice, kind of like a I don't know, it kind of made you feel like you had some cream with your tea and just made it a little more fun to drink. All right, we've got a little bit of a whip going there, or a cream layer. Not quite as much as I'd like, but it might work. I put a little cinnamon in it too. The first flurries are coming. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the snow flurries are starting to come down. That means the fireplace is going on tonight, and I'm going to cozy up with a book. This is just totally crazy. I mean, it's beautiful, but wow. It's also May. See it over there?
But nothing makes sense anymore.
The birds knew what they were doing when they were feeding up today.
Oh, it hurts to grow up, 'cause nothing makes sense anymore. Oh, it hurts to grow up, 'cause nothing makes sense. No, nothing makes sense anymore.
Last night after my housemate got home, we sat down and watched a little bit of Sue Thomas, and so I didn't get a ton of reading done. I did read a little bit then after I went to bed. And I just wanted to check in with you all a little bit this morning. I had an amazing, good night of sleep, and I feel so much better. I don't think I'm going to continue the juice fast today, but I am going to try to do some healthy meal planning at some point. Maybe I'll video that and do some meals. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Now that I think the one-day juice fast just kind of helped me get on a roll again with healthier eating and feeling how much better it makes me feel. So yeah, that feels wonderful. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.